Last week, Bitcoin and Ethereum obviously saw a major pump. I actually do think that a potential local top might be in right now, guys. And in today's video, I will exactly share my plans with you on both Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'll also explain what my next short trading ideas are. So what we can see is that Bitcoin was slow grinding towards the upside over here over the weekend. Yesterday, Bitcoin has seen a breakdown to the downside, in which it has also broken structure to the downside right over here. Now this means that we are potentially already looking at a local top for Bitcoin. Now if this high wants to hold right over here, I'm still expecting Bitcoin to form some kind of a lower high today. The first thing that we really have to take into account is this wick towards the upside over here. We know that this wick often tends to get filled either for 50% or for 100% right over here as well. Now that is definitely something to take into account. Also on the 15-minute time frame, we can definitely see that there's still some more liquidity resting above yesterday's New York session high, which is right over here. Now, what I'm looking for on Bitcoin is not to short the pullback for Bitcoin right over here, for example, with my stop loss above yesterday's high, because I feel like there is still a decent probability that we are going to sweep Monday's high and that we are going to form a deviation above Monday's high right over here, and then we are then going to continue to the downside. Now, if that happens, I obviously don't want to put my stop loss above Monday's high. So to me, there's two potential scenarios. There's the first scenario where Bitcoin is going to form a lower high in between the timing period of hour 12 and hour 14 UTC time. You guys know that this is my favorite time of the day to execute my trades. So what I would then like to see is for Bitcoin to get a bit of a pullback, a bit of a deeper one towards the upside, and then form a local top during this timing period, and then form a fresh session low after hour 15 has started. Now you have to remember that we need to form a fresh session low in combination with a break of structure after hour 15 has started. If Bitcoin gives us a scenario like this, I'm willing to market short Bitcoin with my stop loss above that session high that has then been formed, and then I'm looking to target lower levels. 14 days of completely free access to what I think is the best and most authentic trading community in the space, Tribe Capital. Trade signals, education, live streams, guides, PDFs, everything you can imagine. Right now you can try us out completely for free, no strings attached, for 14 days, and all that you have to do is follow the first link in the description down below, and then I'll catch you guys there. Now I've already explained my target on the daily time frame. We can see a massive candle that Bitcoin formed last week on Thursday, and I'm looking to entirely retrace that candle right over here. So I have a very clear and clean target. It's the bottom of that massive candle that we formed on Thursday. I feel like there's a massive inefficiency below that candle since it has no wick to the downside. Now the second scenario is for Bitcoin to take out yesterday's and Monday's high, and then I'll be looking, as I said, for a potential deviation above Monday high, and then I'll be looking for shorts over here upon the right confirmation. Once again, guys, don't blindly limit short Bitcoin over here. If it takes out Monday high, you prefer to see some kind of a SMT with Ethereum, in which Ethereum, for example, forms a lower high and Bitcoin forms a higher high. And then you would also like to see a low time frame break of structure to the downside. Now, if that happens, you can short the price of Bitcoin with your stop loss above that high, and then we target the exact same target, which is the flat daily candle that we formed last week on Thursday. ETH is looking quite similar as Bitcoin. We can also see that ETH was slow grinding to the upside and putting in a fake break of structure over here, and also another fake break of structure and a swing failure right over here. Right now ETH, it looks like it is trying to shift structure to the downside over here. It feels like we kind of have shifted structure to the downside, but I'm looking for something similar as for Bitcoin. I'm looking for ETH to take out some local buy-sell liquidity on the 15-minute time frame, which is currently resting above the high right over here and also above the high right over here. Once we take out that local buy-sell liquidity, I'll be looking for the correct confirmations to short Ethereum. Also for Ethereum, I'm looking for those confirmations to be formed in between hour 12 UTC time and in between hour 14 UTC time. Once again, my favorite timing period to execute intraday trades on all crypto pairs. According to timing statistics, this is by far the most efficient timing period to execute your trades. The trading world moves fast. Make sure not to get left behind. Subscribe, smash that like button, and follow us on all platforms. Also for ETH, guys, I'm looking for a pullback in towards that timing period. And once we enter that timing period, I'll be looking for the correct confirmations. So I'll be looking for a slow grind up, take out that buy side liquidity, then form a local top, and I need a fresh session low once again to be formed after hour 15 has started. So looking for a slow grind, looking for a break of structure, and then looking for a fresh session P2 right over here. And that fresh session P2 in combination with a local top base of structure, in combination with this break of structure to the downside, that is my short trigger for Ethereum for a potential lower high with my stop loss above that session high. And then I'll be looking to target much lower levels on the price of Ethereum. Now also for Ethereum, there's still the probability where we are going to take out yesterday's top of the candle and top of the week right over there. If that happens, I'm looking for a similar scenario as for Bitcoin. I'm waiting for price to confirm the deviation above Monday's high. If that happens, I'll be looking for short executions. But in my opinion, with this scenario, it's extremely important that Bitcoin and Ethereum form some kind of an SMT. So I want either Ethereum to form a higher high and at the same time for Bitcoin to form a lower high once we take out Monday high, or the other way around. I kind of don't want both pairs to take out Monday's high. If that happens, I don't know if I'm looking for shorts over here, and I might actually be looking to potentially play the continuation towards the upside for the both of them. But if Ethereum gives us a pump and takes out the Monday high right over here, I feel like a lot of people probably will get extremely bullish on ETH, and then I'll be looking for shorts right over here above Monday high. If we also have that SMT divergence, obviously with Bitcoin, with my invalidation once we form a local top, and then I'll be looking for lower targets on Ethereum. My first target for shorts on ETH are the lows right over here. Now, why am I targeting these lows right over here? It's due to the fact that we had this fake break of structure towards the upside. Now, we know that once price breaks above a high like this, that carries no significance, but retail thinks it carries a lot of significance, and it breaks above that high with an impulsive move like this, then we know that a lot of people start breakout longing the price of Ethereum right over here, or they start pullback longing the price of Ethereum over here. Now, all those people that enter a long based off this fake and low probability break of structure, they still need a low to cover their stop loss. Now, if I'm looking for a low to cover my stop loss when I enter a long over here, I can either decide to use this low in this piece of price action over here, or I need to use the low, for example, all the way over here. Now, we obviously know that if people use the lower low, that the RR is going to be extremely bad. So everyone will be using the lows right over here. That means that most of the liquidity currently on ETH, in my opinion, is resting around this area, which is in between $2,250 and $2,300 for Ethereum. My next trading ideas revealed on both Bitcoin and Ethereum with you guys. But before you guys leave me and move on to the next video, I want to ask you guys for a favor. I would love it if you guys would like this video, subscribe to the channel, then I'll catch you guys on the next one. Ciao, ciao!